In this lecture, I'm going to discuss about the voltage control frequency shifter, that is the third application of stable operation of using 555 timer. This is the circuit, but before discussing about the circuit, we need some basics about the 555 timer as an stable operation. If you see, we have discussed in the previous lecture, this was the stable operation using 555 timer, right? So whenever the output is low, the capacitor discharges. Whenever output is high, the capacitor charges through this path. We already discussed. For this, we got a capacitor voltage waveform like this. So whenever capacitor is charging, it is up to 2/3 VCC, it will charge. The moment it is greater than 2/3 VCC, the output will become 0 or low. Now whenever output is low, the capacitor discharges from 2/3 to 1/3 VCC. Whenever it is less than 1/3 VCC, the output become high, and again the capacitor charges, right? This we already discussed. The same concept we apply here to know the operation of the voltage control frequency shifter. What is this voltage control frequency shifter is, suppose if we don't apply any voltage, the frequency of the output is same as a stable operation. But if you want to control the output frequency with respect to some applied DC voltage, right, that we need to so depending on this voltage, the output frequency is decreasing or increasing or on. So it's like a voltage control oscillator only. Though depending on voltage, the output of the stable multivibrator frequency will change. How it will change, what is the equations that we need to derive now. Now we'll go by step. So what is this op amp is doing and what is this transistor is doing, then again we will discuss the stable multivibrator operation, right? Now if you apply the virtual ground concept here, so here the minus terminal voltage is equal to positive terminal voltage as a virtual ground concept. So this is connected to ground, so it will become 0 volt here. We apply a nodal equation here, nodal analysis. So the output we can find here, the output as I am answering V01. So 0 minus 10. So this 10 volt is not a fixed one. We can vary 10 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 5 volts, etc. So depending on this voltage only, we can get some currents here, that we will see later. But this is not a fixed 10 volt. We can use any voltage. So and this minus is connected here, right? So what will be happen? Minus 0 minus 10 by 10 kilo ohm plus 0 minus E by 10 kilo ohm plus 0 minus in this path 0 minus V01 by 10 kilo ohm is equal to 0, which is a nodal analysis. All 10 kilo ohm will be cancelled. V01 goes that side, so V01 is equal to minus 10, so it will become plus 10 minus E is the V01, right? So this V01 is equal to 10 minus E we got. So plus terminal is equal to minus terminal, so this is simply voltage follower. So here also it will become 10 minus E, which is connected here, that is 10 minus E, right? So we got a voltage as 10 minus E. If I find a current here, that is, suppose if I say capital I, so current I is equal to voltage difference by their resistance. So 15 minus 10 minus E by RE. So 15 minus 10, it will become 5 minus plus 5 plus E by RE, which is current flowing from 15 to this voltage. If you see, this is a input terminal of the op amp. So always input terminal, in ideal case it will become 0, the I input. So whatever current here that flows through this transistor, which is 5 I is equal to 5 plus E by RE. Now we need these currents because whenever the stable multivibrator operating, the capacitor charges through this path only. That's why I am finding the current I here. So by the analysis, what we got, I is equal to 5 plus E by RE. Now this current is the main component, the capacitor whenever charging or discharging. Now we will see the operation of this stable multivibrator and we can find the output frequency. Now, so we have seen already, whenever capacitor is charging, it will charge from 1 0, so initially 0, but generally it is charging from 1 by third to 2 by third VCC, again 2 by third to 1 by third VCC, discharging, again to 1 by third to 2 by third, charging and discharging. But that is whenever there is a charging path of RA, RB and C. And what about the discharging path? If you see the discharging path of the previous table, it was through RB and C. But if you see this diagram, 7th terminal is not connected to any resistor. So whenever the capacitor charges, there is no resistance, so the time constant whenever discharging is 0, so it will quickly discharge. But whenever it is charging, so this is charges through this RE and this capacitor, so there is a resistance in this path, so charging time will be more, but discharging time will be very small, right? Now how it will charge, that we have to see now. So depending on the output, that is when output is high, the capacitor charges, as we have seen in the stable operation, right? So again I am showing, whenever output is high, the capacitor is charging, right? So whenever the output is high, the capacitor charges through this path. So this is the charging path, right? So whenever it is charging, so what is the charge stored? So charge stored we can find like this. So whenever the current is flowing through any capacitor, and what is the time constant? So this is the charge stored whenever capacitor is charging. So this is comes from like this, Q equal to CV, and what is I? I is equal to dQ by dt. From these two formulas I can get dQ is equal to I into dt, as well as one more equation is required here, that is for the later case. Charge stored is I into T, time constant. What is the time constant we require? That is the required one, right? Now when the capacitor discharges, when output is low, the capacitor discharges. So discharges through which path? So discharges through this path. So in this case time constant is 0, so it will quickly discharge, right? So this is the discharge path. Now if you draw the time versus the VC, so there is a 1 by third VCC and there is a 2 by third VCC. So it is charging with the I into T. Now the moment it is discharges, it will quickly discharges through 1 by third VCC. Again when the output is high, again it will charges. Again output is low, then it will be discharges like this, charges, discharges. So discharge time constant is very small. Charging time constant is high because there is a RE and C in the charging path. Now, so whenever it is discharging, what is the charge lost? So it is charge lost. Here is charge lost is, what is the charge lost? C into delta V, that is Q equal to CV. So dQ is equal to C into delta V. What is delta V here is C into C. It is discharged from 2 by third to 1 by third VCC. So 2 by third VCC minus 1 by third VCC, which is equal to C into 1 by third VCC is the charge lost. Now if we at thermal, we can say at equilibrium the charge stored is equal to charge lost. So if you apply that, we can find the output frequency. So at equilibrium, charge stored is equal to charge lost. So charge stored was I into T, charge lost is C into delta V, though delta V was 1 by third VCC. This is I into T, right? So we assume that VCC is equal to 5 volt and we got I is equal to 5 plus E by RE. So that's why whenever capacitor is charging, it depends on the resistance RE. So if you substitute here, so this is 5 plus E by RE into T is equal to C into 1 by third into 5, right? So what is T? It is C into 5C into RE by 3 into 5 plus E. This is the time period of the output signal. Now, so why the time constant is T only? Because there is no discharge time. So that is that this time period is same as this time period. Now if I find F out or F naught, so it is 1 by T. If you reverse 5 plus E by 5C into RE, this is the output frequency. Now we can say the output frequency depend on the input voltage E, right? If suppose if E equal to 0, what is the output frequency? F naught is equal to 3 into 5 by 5C into RE. So it is 3 by C into RE. If you fix RE and C, there is a frequency of F naught. So generally whenever we don't apply any voltage, it is called FC, which is center frequency, right? When you don't apply any voltage. That is, if you apply voltage, suppose F E is equal to 1 volt, so what is F naught? It will become, so FC plus 3 into E by CRE into 5. From this expression we got, so I'm separating. So this is FC, 3 by S CRE is also FC into 0.2 times